I think about a calling, I think about something that is like a gift that is given to you, by God, and perhaps you don't always know it. Perhaps it's your life's purpose to come to know it, and but when you do come to know it, to deny it would be a very painful process. I mean, it's almost virtually impossible. But I do think that there is this idea of God planting in you a gift that it's like a life germ that would begin to motivate you and in some cases agitate you to move beyond maybe your present circumstances or what you're currently doing, and make you uncomfortable until you move into that space, And God says, for example, in our scripture, the Holy Book, the Qur'an, He says that to each is a goal to which God turns him. Then strive as in a race towards all that is good. And wherever you are, God will bring you, together. So this idea is said to each. It's very specific, it's very particular, very individualized, that God has given a gift to each and every one of us. I wanted to be someone that was making a difference, someone who was important. I wanted to be like my dad. My dad was also the leader of a congregation when we were kids. And really, that is really what brought us here to Minneapolis. In fact, he was appointed to lead the local Muslim community. So I can remember some times where I would actually be, standing next to him while he's speaking. I'm kind of standing with him or sitting very close to him, and perhaps subliminally, subconsciously, that it some things were maybe sinking in with me. And there were a couple times where, in fact, I probably thought this was maybe some sort of a dream, but he said no, this actually happened, where he asked me to say some words to the people that had gathered to hear him. And I can vaguely remember doing that. It's so vague. I thought it was, like I said, a dream perhaps, but come to find out, no, he said, no, I used to bring you with me and let you say a few words for a minute or two, before I spoke. And again, these kinds of things, as I go back and replay these scenarios in my mind, I'm certain they had an impact on me, and I trust that he saw something in me that he wanted to nurture and allowed me to do that. I would say, like any typical, African American young man in urban America, dealing with a lot of peer pressure and things of that nature. So I had went through some times making bad choices and not hanging with the right people and that sort of thing, and got into little skirmishes. No big trouble, thank God, but just enough to wake me up and say that and I was through the nurturing again of my parents and whatnot, and the urging of them to to find my purpose. I've come to learn that people come to faith for different reasons. One is inspiration. A higher power calls you to do something, be bigger than what you are, be more than who you are, etc. And we see that in the stories of Scripture, and with Noah and Moses and Muhammad and all this kind of thing, with all these wonderful figures, Abraham and all them. Then there's aspiration. We kind of tire of our normal circumstances and we begin to aspire to something more. And we find a home in faith that allows us to work to be our best selves. And then there's desperation. I've bumped my head a lot of times, trying to do things on my own and go down pathways that weren't conducive for my success. And, I've came to a realization that, I need to, follow guidance. I need to give myself to a life that will elevate me, because on my own, left to my own vices, I'm in my own way, so to speak. And I think there was maybe a combination of that for me. So I think the combination of the skirmishes, the troubles that I got into, and then my aspirations to be better than what I am, really, I think, propelled me to look at faith and to re-examine my faith, and really to embrace it for myself.